guess I would just say that there are ways that we can all help each other, and I mean, I think that would be the most important thing, no matter where you are, where you live. So money as currency doesn't have to be the only way. I mean, maybe it can be part of it, but I don't think it should be as big a part of life as it is right now. People need alternatives and need to be able to do things to help neighbors, to help communities, and to help somebody overseas. Especially with the way we're connected through the internet now, there's a lot you can do. There's a lot of people you can meet that you never would have met before. Even if it's only an online relationship, it seems like there's a lot that we can do for each other. Well, I mean, there can be kind of like a barter system, like I said, if you're in a small community especially, and you tend to know everybody, like I know Ryan, or he knows me and my husband, and if there's something that you need that another person has, and then you can offer something in exchange for that, that tends to work out sometimes here.
Okay. Yeah. So in exchange using other things, right? Other resources.
Other resources.
Right. So which would go connected to something that you said about, the money being one way, but there's also other things that you might use, like when we talk about massage. Right. That you could, as you said, as currency. So, so I want to clarify, is currency and money the same thing?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I'd use the word currency, but currency to me means that there can be some kind of trade, whether it's a manual labor trade for a product, or exchanging one product for another. So I could think of that as currency, but that's outside the realm of money.
Right. Yeah. So money is a subset of what you're saying. Money is a subset of currency. So the trading or the exchanging of those. The card, just going by what you said, the card, the paper, the coin, right, is a subset of currency, and you're saying currency seems to be more of the trading, bartering, or exchanging of goods and services and things like that. Okay, so then there's been a lot of talk about alternative currencies or alternative monies and alternatives to money in terms of different currency alternatives. So what do you think about those? What is your thoughts about that? Is that something that's viable for us here in the U.S.?
I think it can be. There's something I really wanted to research, and I'm not sure of the name, but I saw this on an art website, and it's about exchanging your talents, or offering your talents in exchange for services that somebody else can do that you can't necessarily do yourself.
Okay. So a bartering exchange service. Yes. There are a couple of those out there. This is the kind of stuff we're talking about.
Yeah.
And do you think that's viable for our society? Because the first thing you said when we asked the question about is it needed, you kind of alluded to the fact that people in our society might not have a sense of a difference.
Right.
So do you think it's viable to have alternatives?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Especially, I think it's really socially viable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning that?
Because you get to contact other people about what it is that you need, and you get to have that human communication.
Which you feel like you don't have with money as much?
Well, I mean, with money, it's just handing something over, in exchange for something. But if you really want to barter with somebody, or do a professional exchange for services, you really have to communicate very well with that person about what it is that you need, and then what you can offer them in return.